Episode 3 of The Boys Season 4 kick off with a clue that all is not well with Homelander. Throughout the latest Vought conference, Homelander points out that Starlighters are the biggest threat to America as they want to get rid of superheroes plus including him, Homelander, as he's never going to allow that happen. But mentally, he's definitely struggling. Homelander then welcomed 2 new members to the 7, Sisters Sage and Firecracker. And a last spot would be saved for his son as he saved people from the back robbers. Butcher and his old friend discuss their plans while watching Homelander news. There are cracks beginning to show in Vought's HQ too, especially as Sage continues to disagree with Homelander and his tactics. However, there's no denying that Firecracker is effective in her messaging. Huey and Starlight goes to discuss about her boyfriend having custody of his father's medical decisions. A man then walked at Starlight HQ, claiming that there are house kids in the basement and he's there to save them. When he draws a gun, Frenchie appears and diffuses the situation by knocking him down. Frenchie and his boyfriend then has some moments together. While this is going on over at Newman's HQ, the team contemplate whether they start an anti-suit campaign and ban them outright. Robert Singer, one of the executive men, believes Vought has been calling the shots for far too long and it's time to change that by taking them off the street, to which Neuman agreed. The scene then switches to Starlight and her boyfriend training. Eminem stays to convince A-Train to join the squad, but they don't believe it a good idea. While Kimiko recruits Frenchie to join her in confronting her past and getting back at the traffickers. Ryan is seen playing a video game, while Butcher tries to get Ryan back while communicating with him on the gameplay. The next scene we see as the Firecracker tries seducing Homelander, telling him that if he needs anything that she's available for him. Nearby, Black Noir is busy complaining about not knowing what to do, as he is now the new Black Noir. Given Sage has now taken over Ashley's position as CEO of the 7. She immediately grills the team regarding the leaked footage from Crime Analytics. Deep is no longer in charge given it's his department, and he's also in the firing line for this too. His stress spills over to his pet octopus, Ambrosius, whom he's currently dating. She suggests they take a vacation as they haven't been intimate for a long time. However, Deep thinks it's way too risky. Ashley is upset about Homelander relieving her from her duty, although she plans on quitting as Disney has been begging her to come work with them. The next day, Butcher is seen preparing his meal and with the worm still in his body eating and feeding on his brain. Meanwhile, Ryan then came to visit him. Butcher handed Ryan some of his mom's cookies, but he rejected it as he's not hungry. Just then, Butcher began bleeding from the ear. Ryan then asked Butcher if he's scared of dying. Butcher then replied saying no, but Ryan tells Butcher that he was lying as he can tell if he's saying the truth. Meanwhile, meets A-Train and uses the leverage of killing 3 people to try and get him to turn. Although he initially curses him out, it's clear A-Train is going to think about it. Frenchie and Kimiko goes into a building for their investigation, but it seems Frenchie is then hallucinating more like he's high. They continue and Kimiko take down the first security guard while Frenchie is still high, and now he's hearing a voice calling him. Frenchie then sees his boyfriend with all the individuals he had killed only for him to just realize that nobody was there. Again, he saw his ex-girlfriend talking to him as she informed him that he's a murderer and a monster. Meanwhile, Kimiko is still struggling fighting the traffickers on her own. Just then, Frenchie comes in. Butcher and Ryan play a game and they continue their little discussion of him that a big hero now. But Ryan tells him how he accidentally hurt someone as he did it too hard. He informed Butcher about what Homelander told him about human, and he shouldn't even care if he killed any human. Butcher comforts his son by telling him that he's scared of dying as he's leaving the world without anything including making things right. The scene then cut to Sage interrogating a young woman out the footage Starlight got to clear her name. Homelander swears by his son and promises her that he won't do anything to her if she just tells him the truth. The young woman then proceeded to telling Homelander that Starlight called her a few days ago, but immediately, Homelander laser herds ahead there by killing her. Sister Sage confronts Homelander for killing her as she didn't even finish her sentence. Ashley is terrified by this. Firecracker shows up to see Annie, who's incredulous over exactly why the vlogger hates her. It turns out she had a previous alias, Sparkler, and she came second place to Starlight in a competition. The reason for that hatred, though, stems from Annie making up a rumor about her having a gangbang with the judges. Not only that, she also cursed out Firecracker and called her fat too. This explains why she hates her so much and why she has a chip on her shoulder. Meanwhile, with everyone off doing side gigs, the only ones left to plant the bug at Vought on ice are Huey and MM. With Huey in the vents, he overhears Homelander giving some words of advice to Victoria regarding being proud of herself and living up to her legacy as a Sioux. But unfortunately, Huey sweats profusely and a drop lands on his shoulder. As he sniffs it, he immediately realizes Huey is in the vents, and he chases after him, using his eyes lasers, but accidentally killed one of the performers, making everyone run with people dying too. Chaos and bloodshed ensures as Huey tries to escape, but it's A-Train of all people who actually picks him up and moves him to safety. Frenchie, Kimiko, and Starlight had some discussion. A little calmer than before, Huey shows at the hospital and speaks to his mom. It turns out she left because she was depressed. It never went away and it ate away at her inside. Getting dressed was like climbing Everest, and she even tried to kill herself. It was life or death for her, and that's why she eventually packed up her stuff and left Huey. Butcher and his old friend discuss about Ryan, as they want him to bring him to the seat, so they could train him. But Butcher insists that Ryan is 12 years old. Butcher's old friend then informed him that is either Butcher bring Ryan in so they train him or they figure out a way to kill him. Meanwhile, the Deep goes to see Sage and argues with her regarding the crime analytics department footage. However, this quickly turns into a lustful sexual encounter between the pair fueled by food. At the same time, Ryan shows back up to see Homelander, who can smell Butcher on him. Homelander bemoans Ryan, believing that he's not good enough, but Ryan tells him that Butcher is very sick. However, things go south as Homelander eventually smashes the window. When Ryan hightails it away, Homelander hears a voice and begins seeing himself in the shattered remnants in the mirror. He's suffering from a clear mental breakdown and believes his need for love is a sickness. In order to stop that, he needs to go home. The episode then came to an end. If you enjoyed content like this, kindly subscribe to get a detailed recap of The Boys Season 4 Episode 4 as soon as it is out. Goodbye.